What do you think I am when you first see me? Most people think I'm a boy. I have short hair, I wear boys' clothes. People assume I'm a boy, or they don't really know what I am, which makes them often act uncomfortably. Hi, my name is Rose. I'm 11 years old and I'm biologically a girl. Based on our looks, people label us. They divide us into groups, into different molds. Based on these molds, people behave in certain ways and get expectations of us. To meet these expectations, we start to behave accordingly. So when people label me as a boy, I also feel that I need to act like one, because I want to prevent those awkward moments where people become uncomfortable, turn red, or apologize for their mistake. Imagine what it feels like to be kicked out of the women's toilets because you look like a boy. Well, this happened to me many times, and I often had to justify myself for my looks. I often ended up speechless and not knowing what to do. What is a girl of my age supposed to look like? The moment we are born, we are labeled boy or girl. The clothing we are dressed in is often very gender-defined. We are reminded of these differences in gender in clothing stores, toy stores, bookstores, sports clubs, you name it. Why are car magazines labelled under men department and cooking magazines under women? Every time, assumptions are being made on our interests based on our gender. Most girls' departments in clothing stores are mainly coloured pink, with unicorns and little ponies, so it didn't take long for me to switch to the boys' department. Why do we need these divisions at all? Can't we not blend these into one children's department? At the age of 4, I decided that I hated the colour pink, which is kind of funny considering my name is Rose. In my free time, I started wearing suits and ties and played that I was a father for my dolls. My parents let me choose my clothes at a very young age. They always supported me in any situation. As I grew older, I would dress only in boys' clothes, and so people always took me for a boy. It came to a point where I started to believe that I actually was a boy, but I didn't feel like one. I didn't feel like a girl either. So I accepted the fact that I was a tomboy. That too was a label, and I didn't feel good with any of those three. At school, I made a nice group of male friends, and I felt really part of it. However, I knew I wasn't a boy like them, and I would always be a little afraid when the gender topic would come up, because I didn't want to remind them of my gender, afraid to lose my friends. There came a moment of crisis for me. I felt lost and unidentified. I stayed home a lot, not knowing what I was and not knowing what I wanted to be. With help from my parents and specialists, I opened up, and for the first time, I talked about this subject. I felt heard and seen in my own way. When I got through this, I decided that I could be whatever I want to be. Is it important to you to know if someone is a boy or a girl? What does it change in your behavior or expectations towards that person? I am born in a female body, and I can wear male clothes, play with dolls, race cars, and anything I like. Could you accept that someone doesn't fit in any of those two gender boxes, but would fit somewhere in between? I believe it is not necessary to push people into gender boxes. Everybody has the right to be who they want to be without needing gender labels. So let's work towards a world without those labels. Thank you.